Good evening and welcome to AfroConnect Top 5 News. Tuesday, February 25, 2025. We begin from the Nigeria National Assembly. Following a dispute over seating arrangements within the Nigeria Senate chamber recently, the Senate has referred Senator Natasha, representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, to its Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petitions for disciplinary review. The committee, chaired by Senator Neda, has been given 2 weeks to investigate the matter and submit its findings for disciplinary action. Senators stressed the importance of upholding parliamentary decorum and adherence to established rules. Hence, the decision was reached after a voice vote on Tuesday, as lawmakers revisited the controversy. And still in the National Assembly, but this time on finance and faith. The Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, NSCIA, has appealed to the Senate to remove sections of the tax reform bills that conflict with Sharia law, particularly regarding marriage and inheritance. The NSCIA made the appeal in a memorandum submitted to the Senate Committee on Finance on Tuesday in Abuja, the Nigeria capital. The Council also called on the upper chamber to replace the term ecclesiastical with religious in a section of the bills, arguing that the current wording could be interpreted in a manner that excludes some religious groups. In court, the NSCIA, as the representative of all Muslims across the country, recommends that all major technical, political, and socio-economic concerns raised by different groups should be equitably addressed to ensure broad satisfaction. And we move on to party politics. In a televised interview and as anticipated by political actors in the Nigeria ruling party, the APC, a former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, has stated that President Bola Tinubu rejected him as a ministerial nominee and not the National Assembly as widely believed. You recall that El-Rufai made the list of ministerial nominees of President Bola Tinubu for appointment while forming his cabinet. However, things took a different turn as the National Assembly rejected the ex-Kaduna governor on basis linked to security concerns. The former minister of the Federal Capital Territory said the president changed his mind on the nomination after asking him publicly not to be far from him after leaving office. Moving on. Following the release of his book, an autobiography of General Ibrahim Babangida, titled A Journey of Service, launched on February 20, 2025, in which the former military ruler gave a personal account of his regime, which began on August 27, 1985 and lasted till August 26, 1993. Nigerians who suffered injustice under the General Ibrahim Babangida's retired regime have called for his prosecution. In separate interviews with media houses, the survivors and family members of some victims recounted their ordeals during the administration of Babangida while calling for a legal trial. While his government was noted for heavy crackdown on opposition, Nigerians rose against the annulment of the June 12, 1993 election, generally acclaimed to have been won by late Moshood Obiola. In a series of riots that broke out after the controversial decision, no fewer than 100 Nigerians were reportedly killed by security agents. The book launch was well attended by prominent Nigerians, including present and past president, former head of state and some governors. And on the foreign scene, the East African Community, the EAC, and Southern African Development Community, SADC, have come together in recent weeks in an attempt to return peace to Eastern DRC, where the Rwanda-backed M23 armed group reigned supreme over large swathes of territory, triggering a humanitarian crisis. The two blocs agreed in a summit on February 8 to merge two separate peace processes, based in Luanda and Nairobi. On Monday, a statement announcing the appointment of ex-Kenya President Uhuru Kenyatta, ex-Ethiopia Prime Minister Hailemariam Desalegn and ex-Nigeria President Olusegun Obasanjo as facilitators of this new peace process. And that was AfroConnect Top 5 News for today. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms at AfroConnect TV with the blue icon. Do have a good evening.